Let's talk about that moment, that split second where you're staring at a button online and you either click it or you don't. What actually makes us do it? Well, I'm going to let you in on a secret. It's not magic and it's definitely not luck. It's all psychology.
You've probably been here before, right? You pour your heart and soul into building a new landing page, a website, an online store. You hit publish, you're so excited, and then crickets. It's so frustrating. You start wondering, what did I do wrong?
Well, here's the thing. The fix isn't always about adding more bells and whistles or chasing the latest design trend. The real secret sauce is understanding the human brain. The websites that really work, the ones that get all the conversions, they aren't just pretty, they're psychologically smart. They tap into all the little mental shortcuts we use every single day. So how do we do that? How do we build for the brain? Well, we're going to break it down into 6 key concepts. We'll start with those instant snap judgments everyone makes. Then, we'll talk about why being clear is way better than being clever. After that, we'll dive into the power of social proof, that nagging fear of missing out, and finally, how to put it all together to get that confident click.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the big idea. You have to remember, a landing page isn't just a pretty picture or a digital brochure. Nope, it's a machine, and it has one job, to get a conversion, whether that's an email address, a sale, whatever. And the best tools for building that machine, they're not in Photoshop, they're in psychology.
All right, let's dive into our first principle. And this one happens so fast, you literally can't even process it consciously. It's all about that gut reaction. 50 milliseconds, that is it. That's all the time you get. Before you can even blink, your visitor has already made up their mind about your website, your company, and whatever you're offering. And that initial impression, it colors everything that comes after. So what's going on in that tiny slice of time? It's a powerful little mental shortcut called the halo effect. Basically, our brain cheats. If something looks good, if the design is sharp, professional, and clean, we just automatically assume that the thing itself is good. We think the product must be high quality and the company must be trustworthy, all before we've read a single word.
And this is where you can see it in action. Design isn't just decoration, it's a massive trust signal. A messy, cluttered page with stuff flying all over the place, it just screams sketchy or amateur. But a clean, modern layout, it instantly makes you feel like you're dealing with a professional, premium brand. The product could be exactly the same, but the perception is night and day. Okay, so a great first impression gets them to stick around for a few seconds. Awesome. But to keep them there, your next job is to make everything incredibly easy for their brain. There's this concept called cognitive fluency. And the best way to think about it is that our brains are, fundamentally lazy. They're built to save energy. So when a message is super simple and easy to understand, we don't just get it faster, we actually trust it more. Complexity just creates confusion, and confusion is the #1 enemy of conversion. And this leads us to that classic battle, clever versus clear. You see a headline like digital alchemy, and you might think it sounds cool, but it makes you stop and go, wait, what do they actually do? But launch your first online course in 7 days? Boom, you get it instantly. You know what it is, who it's for, and the result you'll get. Online, clear wins every single time. So your page looks professional. Your message is crystal clear. What now? Now you need to show your visitor that they're in good company. See, we're social creatures. When we're not sure what to do, we look around to see what everyone else is doing. This is all about the bandwagon effect, or as you probably know it, social proof. When a potential customer sees that other people, especially people they can relate to, have already bought in, it lowers the sense of risk. It's like a giant psychological permission slip that says, hey, it's safe over here. Others have already tested the waters for you. But here's the key. For social proof to work, it has to feel real. Saying something vague like, people love our product, it's just meh. It doesn't mean anything. But when you get specific, 4.8 out of 5 stars from over 1,200 marketers. That's credible. The details are what make it trustworthy. So, seeing other people get in on something is a huge motivator. But you know what might be even bigger? That deep, primal fear of being the one who gets left out. Yep, we're talking about FOMO. This whole idea is powered by a bias called loss aversion, and it's wild when you think about it. Basically, the pain you feel from losing 20 bucks is about twice as strong as the pleasure you feel from finding 20 bucks. Our brains are hardwired to avoid loss, and marketers can use that by framing a decision in terms of what you might lose if you don't act. But, and this is a huge but, it has to be genuine. A generic, limited time offer just feels like a cheap trick. But a real deadline, enroll by Sunday, combined with real scarcity, the next chance is 6 weeks from now, that creates real urgency. If you use fake pressure, you'll just destroy all the trust you've worked so hard to build. Okay, we've guided our visitor all this way. They trust the site, they get the offer, they see other people are happy with it, and they feel a little nudge to act now. All of that work leads to one single critical moment, the click. So this last part is all about making that final action feel easy, logical, and totally safe.
The recipe for a confident click is actually pretty simple. First, you use design to guide their eyes right to the button. Second, you write a call to action, the CTA, that's all about the value they get. And third, you surround that button with little signals that remove any last-minute doubt they might have. And just look at the power of a few words. The word submit feels like work. It feels like you're giving something away. But get my free toolkit, that feels like a gift. It feels like you're gaining something. That tiny shift in language can make a massive difference in whether someone hesitates or clicks. And these are your friction killers. All these little things, money-back guarantees, secure payment logos, privacy promises, they aren't just details. They're powerful tools that answer all the unspoken questions running through your visitor's head. Is this a ripoff? Is my credit card safe? What if I change my mind? You answer those questions before they even have to ask.
So at the end of the day, it really comes down to this. The best websites in the world don't use aggressive, hard sell tactics. They focus on earning trust. They're transparent, they anticipate what their user is worried about, and they just systematically remove every little piece of doubt from the experience. By understanding these psychological triggers, from that 50-millisecond first impression to the power of a simple money-back guarantee, you can start making things that are smarter, not just prettier. So now my question for you is, when you look at your own projects, what's the first, small, psychology-driven change you're going to make? Now go put it to work.